Going into week 8, it's time to give you some starts and sits. These are guys that are hopefully on the fringes for you. We're going to try and help you make some hard decisions this week. Number 1, stardom, Daniel Jones. If you're looking to stream the quarterback position, he's one of our favorites this week. Going up against Kansas City, who give up the second most points to quarterbacks. We've heard about this all over social media this week, all over every major network. The Chiefs defense is getting rocked, and Daniel Jones is a decent quarterback who is getting a lot of weapons back, hopefully. Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard all look like they could come back. Even if he just gets one of those guys, he's going to have a good game against these Chiefs. There's always upside because of his rushing ability, and Monday Night Football. It's just fun to watch a guy who could potentially win you your matchup on Monday Night Football. Great streaming option. You can also start Kenneth Gainwell this week. Miles Sanders goes down with an injury last week. It's very unlikely that he plays, and if he doesn't, Gainwell is a good option. Going up against the Detroit Lions, who currently are getting thrashed in the backfield. They give up the third most points to running backs. Expect that to continue this week. Look, it could be Boston Scott and Gainwell splitting touches, but we do think that the best fantasy option in this backfield is still Gainwell, and mostly because he has a great ability to get out of the backfield and be a good pass catching option for Jalen Hurts. Hopefully the Eagles are able to keep this a competitive game, because typically they're not rushing the ball because they're down in all these games. So the Lions are on a great team, Eagles on a great team. Hopefully it's a competitive game and Gainwell continues to get the work that he does in the passing game. This is probably the most confident one, but yes, smash start Joe Mixon. If you had any questions, don't. The Jets give up the most points to running backs. The Jets are actually pretty good against the pass as well. So Joe Burrow has been doing his thing with Jamar Chase and everyone, but the Jets are pretty decent against the pass. They give up the 9th fewest points to quarterbacks and the 2nd fewest points to wide receivers. Is their secondary good? Maybe, or maybe it's just because every team knows that they can beat them on the ground with their running back. So start Joe Mixon with confidence. I mean, maybe even Samaje Perine is a decent flex because it gets that third down work. Bengals should be up in this game, which means the game script should be good for Joe. And right now he's averaging just under 20 opportunities per game. Opportunity is king. Start your boy Joe Moneybags Mixon. I also love Michael Pittman this week. I'm going to be starting him in a couple leagues. He's developing into the alpha wide receiver that he was drafted to be. The injuries to Paris Campbell and T.Y. Hilton are also helping him become the alpha in this offense. They're going up against the Titans, who give up the most points to wide receivers. That's right. Last week, the Chiefs did nothing, and the Titans still give up the most points to wide receivers. That's how bad they've been in their secondary. Look, the Titans should be able to score in this game, which means that the Colts will need to pass. So hopefully game script is in Michael Pittman's favor. I'm expecting around 15 to 18 points this week, PPR formats. I know the targets haven't been there the last couple weeks, but let's not forget that last week the rain was coming down heavy and it was hard to catch anything against the Niners. You can also start Emmanuel Sanders with confidence this week, going up against the Miami Dolphins, who give up the 3rd most points to wide receivers. Stephon Diggs is such a massive name in fantasy, and he's been the best wide receiver on this team. He leads the team in receiving yards, but what if I told you Emmanuel Sanders was only 50 yards behind him? And Sanders also has twice the amount of touchdowns that Diggs has with 4. So Sanders has been just as valuable as Diggs in this offense so far. The connection with Josh Allen is real. He trusts him with a long bomb and in the red zone. I expect that to continue this week. The Dolphins have found a nice little rhythm, I guess, with Tua. They've shown that they can score the ball. They figured a couple things out. So hopefully they'll keep the game script in a place where Josh Allen still needs to throw the ball. Regardless, this is one of the best pass-happy offenses in the league. And my last start of the week is Hunter Henry. That's right. It's a revenge game. I guess you could call it a revenge game, going up against his former team, the Chargers, who did let him walk in free agency. They did not prioritize him for whatever reason, right? The Chargers gave up the 2nd most points to his position, and he's actually scored touchdowns in 4 consecutive games. He's developing a nice chemistry with Mac Jones, who himself is starting to emerge. Chargers are going to be able to score, so the Patriots are going to have to be able to throw the ball to stay in this game. And I'm now going to give you 2 sits, guys, that I am not playing in my leagues this week. Number 1 is Tyler Boyd. This hurts because I've tried to rely on him in a couple different matchups and he's really burnt me. Joe Burrow only has eyes for Jamar Chase right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's only Jamar Chase. Tyler Boyd is not getting those looks, and rightfully so. Jamar Chase is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL right now in an absolute amazing rookie season. Joe Burrow should be forcing the ball to Jamar Chase, but the byproduct of that is Tyler Boyd not being involved like we want him to be. The Jets also give up the second fewest points to the wide receiver position. So if you're banking on Boyd, I think there's better options out there. I'm also not playing Mike Davis this week, who has slowly but surely lost his job to Cordero Patterson. Last week, he was outsnapped and outtouched by Patterson. Look at this. Total opportunities last week. Patterson, 19. Mike Davis, just 4. I saw reports about the head coach saying, hey, we're going to get Mike Davis, more touches. We just didn't run the ball a lot. Well, what do you mean you didn't run the ball a lot? Because Cordero Patterson had like 14 rushing attempts. So the issue is you prefer Cordero Patterson, which isn't a bad thing. Just say that. Carolina give up the fewest points to running backs. So unless Mike Davis gets into the end zone, he's going to be a really bad play. I think there's better options for you this week. So let me know. Do you like these starts? Do you like these sits? Comment down below.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.